Hello, Randi Rain here, and I have about 40 something mechanical games and toys from TOMY, not even including the robots. And most of them work, and I was digging around to see which ones left to be fixed, and I found a digital derby that I do not recall ever seeing. So I opened it up, and I put some batteries in it, and it didn't do anything. And so I noticed the terminal was corroded, so I sanded it down a little bit, and it started going, and the timer went, and the gear shifting went, and the lap counter went, but detection didn't work. On one side it didn't do anything, on the other side it just lit up the light bulb. So then I got to looking, and this battery door is one that I made. I replicated this battery door. That's not an original battery door. So have I looked at this thing? It's all running together. I've done so many. But I do know it's been a while since I've looked at a digital derby, so let's give this one a full breakdown. Now, if I have been in here, and it's kind of coming back to me, there should be a 3D printed screw post in here. No. Should have been one of these. No? Okay. I'm confused. It's been a while since I've been in here, but I know we can get rid of that. I think we can get rid of... No. This can go, though. I think this can go ahead and get taken off. Because I need to get into here. And here. And here. I think it's time to desolder. I'll mark these as negative. And I've scratched in negative and positive for each side of the batteries. It's got to be going to the light down there. Get out of there. Alright, start here. There, it's going to turn these 3 gears. So this top gear, it's turning the right lane. This next one is turning the left lane. Then this one is turning the center stripes. And it's also turning the counter as well. And so this one here is just pretty, directly onto this one. This one goes from here over to here to here to over here. And then this one's just going straight through, connecting here, and then just idling through all of this, and then going here. And I can see that this gear is split. It's just a 10-tooth gear, but it has a bigger bore on it, so I gotta drill it out. But I do see cracks on both of these. Have the exact perfect ones. Even the same bore size. Alright, there is perfect working condition. No split gears. Now I'm trying to remember how this goes. Okay, so positive comes in here. That connects to this terminal here, which is riding on this plate. And as long as this plate is touching these two, positive is coming up to here. It is going to this white wire and this brown wire. The brown wire loops around, comes to this side of the motor. So as long as this timer is not touching the spot here, and these two are touching, positive is getting on this side of the motor. The other side of the motor is this green wire that comes to here, which is connected to blue, which is straight to ground. So that makes the motor spin constantly. Now the positive is also coming out this white wire, going all the way down here, and as long as you're not pushing this button, the positive is coming out this one, going to the car terminal here, and it's also coming back up this blue all the way to here, and then it's coming out here, and it's going to want to connect to this other terminal down here on this metal plate, but at this point it shouldn't be connecting because that's for collision. And this positive coming off of the car, and it's riding down here, and it now connects to this, comes out this orange wire, which comes to here. There's this yellow wire, which comes to here. And so now positive is on this side here, and that's one side of this solenoid. And then the other side of this solenoid is here, connected to ground. So that activates the solenoid. When it does, it moves this whole thing, switching that metal plate and connecting these two. And when it does, all it is doing is the same thing that's already happening, is putting a positive from this side over onto this side, which is making this stay on. So it's a self-latching. So as soon as it latches, it will stay latched. And then that's what this down here is for. When you push this, you're disconnecting the positive from here. And the positive is this white coming down here. So it's no longer coming up this blue, which now turns off this solenoid, which allows it to open up. And this flips around so that these are not connected anymore. And instead, it's connecting straight to this red here now. And the red is coming up here, hooks straight back to positive again. You're pushing this down and the motor's running, you're just pushing it back to positive. It's not doing really anything except disconnecting right here at this point. But when this little timer is run out and this is no longer connecting here, when you do push this, now this red is coming up here and this is getting straight to positive, which makes the motor go. That's how all that works. Hopefully that made sense. That doesn't look broken. Might replace that anyway. Maybe a crack forming there. That's fine. That's fine. See, I haven't even replaced that gear. And here's the plate that this thing is supposed to ride on. That's the collision system. Doesn't seem cracked there though. This has a little planetary gear. So what's happening is it's getting turned right here. This is coming in. And so if I turn this whole thing, you'll see the whole unit turns. But if I hold on to here and I spin, now it spins this little gear. I take my off and the whole thing spins. I hold it and it spins. And that's what these little doohickey tabs here are for. So it will spin and then it'll get stopped like that. But then the solenoid moves out of the way and it spins to the next spot. And so what it's doing is it takes that gear and it either puts it down here on this gear to run the whole system and make all the cars move, or it flips it around and it's hitting this little sound maker, because that's the collision system. I am going to change out these just for fun. Now this guy, it's not cracking, but they tend to break. And I've got a whole bunch of these. Go ahead and change this one out too. And of course, motor goes in like that. This one with the little planetary gear. Make sure the planetary gear is on it. Okay. The motor's going to turn this gear. That's right. And as it's turning, right now, this little arm right here is stopping it so that it will spin here. When the solenoid goes, it drops down, which allows the gear to move over to the little noise maker. Now coming off of this little gear up top, it gets connected to here, which goes down to the little screws, which then gets connected to here, which turns this, which is the flashing light. And then I replace this. It goes in there. And that is what's spinning the timer. Turns this thing, and then turns the timer here. Just like that. It's broke plastic. It's all covered in oil. I don't know what glue's going to stick. I wonder if I can melt it back. That works pretty well. So putting this back, you have to make sure these things are going to be touching those metal plates. Now time to get into this one. Okay, so that little planetary gear comes down, turns this, which turns this. So I'm going to take this out. I'm going to take this out for a second. Put this one back. And we'll put this back. Like so. So now I can freely spin this one. And right now, that is at neutral. Then when you move down, so now it disengages that one. And you can move down. Now it's this one. And down here. And so you can see it's engaging different ones and making them go in different directions. Because this thing, these spin on here. No. Well, that one's fine. Those seem fine. Okay, these all seem fine. Here, underneath this one, I got this guy. And these are definitely some 10-tooth gears. They're strong though. Well, that one wasn't broken actually. Or starting to crack or anything. Oh well. That's still worth changing. Okay. That one can go back. Go ahead and put this back. Well, this part seems pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and put this back. All these gears are fine. Alright, so positive and negative is connected. So right now positive is coming into this terminal, but it's being stopped here. It's not touching the metal plate. But it's also coming down this red wire to this bottom part of the switch. So when I push down, it's going to make the white wire go positive, which is the other side of this terminal, which is also connected to the motor, which will make the motor go, which will turn this, and all of a sudden this will be connected here. Oops. All of a sudden this will be connected here, and you don't have to hold this down, and it will go. This will simulate a wreck, and you'll see these stop, and you'll have to push this down to get it going again. So here we go. Okay, before you get started with this, but make sure that light bulb is laying down. Put this on. I'm just going to twist these wires up here. Wires got to make it through here. Get that into position. Do this first, that's for sure. Then this can go on. And place this in. Put in the little steering wheel section. To get this in, this part here is spring loaded, so lift it up. Now this unit can go in. Scoop up under here though. Like that. Make sure this gets scooped up into here. And this blue here and this red both go to negative. And then this so that So it's probably just because I fix a lot of TOMY games and robots, but I find this one pretty easy to fix. And I hope this video breaks it down for you and helps anybody fix one of these if they want to fix them. So before I show you how good I am at this game, just let you know that this one is on eBay right now. Of course, there's a link below. But first, I'll set this one to 0, and here we go. The gears are a little crunchy, but all of these are. None of these work great, but you kind of have to know what you're doing, moving the gears back and forth. Sometimes the solenoid can be a little late in activating, and if you just catch it just a little bit, you might see a tiny flash of light, but the solenoid doesn't react, and so it doesn't technically count as a crash. But as you can see, it does crash. If you run into the cars, it is going to crash, and you're going to have to push the button to hit the reset and start. And that's not even my highest score. I've broken 90. Anyway, if you like this video, I sure would appreciate a thumbs up. If you want to see more, of course, hit that subscribe button. I want to thank these people here. These are patrons. These are people helping me out. And these are the people that brought you the Digital Derby. So if this video has helped you out, thank these people as well. I sure do, because I couldn't do any of this without them. And if you'd like to become a patron, of course, there's some perks. And go check out the link below. Anyway, thanks for watching. Old dried up grease.